Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the JayBee and Milly channel. I am JayBee and today we're going to be talking about the hashtag Save Scoob Holiday Haunt movement that we kind of kick-started, I think it's fair to say, on Twitter. So if you don't know, we have interviewed both co-directors Michael Kerensky and Bill Haller. Michael before the cancellation and Bill after the cancellation. Huge honour to speak with them. But today we're going to be kind of going through the highlights, some of the positivity that's come out of the outcry to help save the movie. So we're going to be reacting to a handful of our favourite comments that we received on the petition. So I am going to make this anonymous. However, if you do see your comment here and you would like a shout out, we will include it in possibly a part 2. And to that end, the petition link is going to be linked in the description down below. If you would like to, please, I do implore you to sign it if you're a fan of Scooby, animation, or are just completely against this ridiculous thing where Warner can just cancel a movie 10 weeks before it being finished. I mean, imagine working on something for 2 years and then it being cancelled 10 weeks before you finish. That's just crazy. So if you do want to help save Scoob Holiday Haunt, please do sign that petition. And also, if you want to include at the end of your message after you sign it, you can use this for a video. I don't know if to shout you out if I do a part 2 of this. So yeah, without further ado, let's get cracking with some of the cool little messages that they got. Okay, so just going through some of these at the moment. I kind of had to translate this from, I believe, Spanish to English, but I worked on it and it's a good movie that deserves to be released. I think that's absolutely incredible that the scope of the petition kind of got to an international audience for all it is someone that worked on the movie. It's just so good to see there's that universal appeal there. I want to see it, which might seem simple, might wonder why I picked that, but I think it just shows that there's definitely the demographic there. It wouldn't just have been a movie going out to satisfy the void. There was a genuine audience of consumers that like Scooby, that want to see it continue, and ultimately just wanted to see it. A movie's meant to be seen, right? So, it's a guaranteed money maker. There is no reason for this kind of disruption. It makes the company look bad. People's livelihoods are at stake. See, I do think it is a guaranteed moneymaker. Again, I don't really know the money-making logistics on something like, HBO Max, I'll be real. But I think if they did do it for a DVD release, 100% they would make their money back. And especially in conjunction if they did a cinema, theatrical release. Because Scoob 1 was meant to be in the theatres. But obviously because of COVID, lockdowns, it wasn't that way. But 100%, imagine Scoob Holiday Haunt this Christmas in the cinema and then on DVD. There's no way they don't make their money back. And also, it's a every year thing. They're going to get DVD sales, movie sales, or if it is the HBO Max route, then, well, it's going to get streams every year. So, it's literally views for life. So many talented lives have creatively put their hearts into this film. Please support them 100%. Because I'm supporting my longtime friend who's worked super hard to get where he is making animation. And that's the thing as well, this was, and I'm not saying this is the case here, but I've seen a lot of people saying, this was my first animation project. And obviously with Michael Kerensky, it was his directorial debut. So it's this film was going to be a big milestone for a lot of creatives and creators that I think people tend to look past that. And I think Michael Kerensky was the production designer and director of this, so very busy. And I'm not speaking for anyone in particular, but if you're that busy on a project, I would assume that at some point developing it and making it, you would be less likely to take on other jobs. So, not saying that was the case for Michael Kerensky or anyone on this movie, but the point stands that it is completely possible that they've actually lost out on quite a bit, being committed to a project that ultimately is kind of maybe not coming into proper fruition in terms of a release, but, that's why we're doing this. My son loves Scooby-Doo movies, and this is the section that I fall down on particularly short, because I do sometimes forget, the Scooby that's made for kids and kids enjoy it. And I just absolutely love this comment because you'd imagine maybe the person that wrote this doesn't really know about the scene, doesn't really know much about Scooby. But if you imagine, like, the look on a kid's face, like, that there was going to be a Christmas Scoob movie and now it's not going to happen. And obviously, as a parent, you'd look into that and maybe they stumbled upon this petition and it's like, oh, it is the kids that are suffering as well, and obviously they're going to be less vocal because a lot of them, can't go on YouTube like me and make a commentary video or tweet about it, because there's like rules in place in terms of service for age limits. So, it's nice though that parents are getting involved too. Don't let greedy commercial use take advantage of the art of animation. These companies cannot continue to treat talented artists like these guys as if they're dirt under their shoes. Show some respect and save this movie. It's almost wrapped up in production. That's the thing as well, and we did speak about this at the end of the Michael Korinsky interview, which is a bit interesting because this was even before the film was shelved, but animation and the animated pictures really did carry Hollywood, carry the movie industry throughout the pandemic. When you had stuff like Mission Impossible, like the movie set of that shutting down, and leaked footage of Tom Cruise screaming and shouting at at the cast and the crew for guidelines and stuff. Like, animation carried. And I do think there was a thing as well, like, it's a universal thing. We're seeing animators that went to like the virtual Comic Cons and the Comic Cons in the years when, I guess, quote unquote big names that people will recognize, household names, declined because of, the status of things or just safety reasons and travel restrictions. And now that things are starting to get back to normal, it's like, yes, now we can prioritize live action. Now we can get the big names, involved with the Comic Cons. We're gonna reject and decline all these animators that helped us survive. And it's like, come on, like, after COVID, after the pandemic, it's like you should be a bit more grateful to the people that carried you through the hard times, because you never know when the hard times are gonna come around again. Because at a time when violence and hate crimes surround us, Scoob would be a much needed breath of fresh air. Kids need this, and so do the adults. Not to mention all those who worked on it deserve to see this project finish. Please consider this a holiday gift for so many people who are looking for sweet diversions during this time of turmoil. 1,000,000%, I can't speak for the world, but for us in the UK, we have a power struggle, energy crisis, and and we're lucky, in a way. Like, there's so many countries that are going through a lot worse, and this is an uncertain time, and I think a Scoob Holiday Haunt would have just been so much fun and so much joy around the holiday season that I think the world did need it. Scooby-Doo was my entire childhood, and even still use it to help my mental health. And, shout out to September, because I think there's some, mental health significance this week, and, of course, it was Are You OK Day for Australia the other day. So, really, mental health is so important. And I think Scooby is a source of comfort for a lot of people. I've been a Scooby-Doo fan for all my life. I just love to watch all the cartoons and movies. I'm just now getting my granddaughter to watch it with me. That's so amazing. That actually is incredible. Because you could imagine that the granddaughter, when she's a grandma, will then do the same. It's just Scooby lives forever, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it isn't just the next foreseeable Christmases that Holiday Haunt would have appeal for. It could have appeal for 50 years to come, plus, so it doesn't make any sense not to release it. I've been a Scooby fan most of my life, still am in my 50s. Hate to see hard work and passionate people's effort go to waste. See, that says it all, really. My talented friend Michael Korinsky has been working so hard on this project, and my girls have been anxiously awaiting the release. It would be a crime if the movie is canned. I mean, this is such a testament to how great the creators are. The fact that so many people rally behind them personally. Like, it really is touching. Thousands of hours of work went into working on this movie, and it would be heartbreaking to not have it shown to the world. Agreed. All of the hard work every cast and crew member put in this film shouldn't be thrown on the shelf because some executive thought it would be a good tax write-off. And I think that's an important conversation as well, the disconnect between the higher up executives, who I don't know, I think it's Dave Zaslav, I don't know his background, he could very well have been, quote unquote, in the trenches, hand drawing animation, and worked his way up to CGI, I don't know. He could have that background, and he's earned his place as the head of, of making, decisions in regards to animation. Or equally, he could have just gone to business school and wound up in the hot seat because of some connection, and he's just so disconnected from the world in an ivory tower that he can say, "Oh yeah, years of hard work, we'll scrap that because we need some extra money." But it's a good conversation to have. I think this is the last one. I watched my dad and the whole crew spend 2 years working on this movie, and the world has to see their amazing work. Hashtag save Scoob. Wow. That is just amazing. I can't believe it, because I think most of the kids of the crew have been so involved within this process, and it's just so touching to see that really it makes Holiday Haunt feel like a family movie made by the family. Like I don't know, I think that when Holiday Haunt does come out, because I do believe it will be like, being welcomed home somewhere. It will have such a nice vibe, and that about does it for today. Definitely a lot of wholesome replies and responses, so again, please do sign that petition down below. Make sure to leave a comment in that petition saying that you'd like a shout out, and we'll have that done. Please make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and of course check out the Michael Korinsky and Bill Holler interview in the description down below.